Hello everyone, so today we are going to be doing a full in-depth review, try on, all of the above on a brand new makeup product. Well actually, this is not even a makeup product, this is a new beauty tool that everyone is raving about. My gosh, I have not heard not one bad review on this so far, but anyway, this is called the BLENDIFUL, or is it BLENDIFUL? How would you guys pronounce this? I would say BLENDIFUL. Maybe I'm wrong, but this is the newest beauty tool from Tati Beauty, and like I said, I've only heard amazing reviews about this. I did go out and buy this myself, and I cannot wait to break it down for you guys and let you know, in my opinion, if the hype is real. The cool thing with BLENDIFUL is that you can use it with both liquid products, cream products, and powder products, which I think is so cool. This retails for $18, which I think is an amazing price point, and you get 2 products in here. So I feel like I'm going on and on. Let's just go ahead and open this baby, try it out, and see what we think. Okay, so here is the massive BLENDIFUL, and I want to do like a close-up for you guys to see. Feels very soft. I don't really know how to describe it, except that it just feels really soft. And I don't know how this is gonna apply my foundation, but we'll see. And then you also get this little baby mini BLENDIFUL, which is so cute. Oh my gosh, a little heart shape, like for on the go, for touch-ups, which is really cool. I will say, just like touching the two together, this one is a lot softer, and see like how I can just like kind of twist it around. This one feels a little bit more stiff, and I use that term very loosely because can you guys see? It's still very much so like movable. Does that make sense? Oh my gosh, I'm probably not making sense. Anyway, I'm very excited to try this out and see how this works. So I'm just gonna get started. I have all of my products right in front of me, and the first thing I'm gonna do is actually use makeup primer. So this is the Tatcha, the Silk Canvas Primer. And Tati said in her video that this is best to use with like a pore filling primer. So I'm just gonna take a little bit and kind of like fold it like this and just like go for it. I do like the fact that you can fold this in half. It gives you a little bit more control, because otherwise you can see this is so big. It's almost like the size of my head. So like folding it makes it really kind of easy to use. You can't really tell if this is blending anything out any differently than like your fingers, you know what I mean? Okay, so here it is with the Tatcha Silk Canvas. My face feels really nice and smooth, and I don't really have too many opinions about this. Okay, moving on to foundation, and this is what I'm most excited about. So I'm gonna use the Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Witless Foundation, and I'm in the shade Golden Honey 5.75. You guys know that this is like one of my favorite foundations ever because the color match is so epic, and I just love the formula. It's long lasting, all of that. And normally I would use like a buffing brush like this to really buff the product onto my skin, or like I said, I would use a beauty sponge. Okay, so I'm just taking a few pumps of the foundation on the back of my hand. You know what, I'm just gonna pick it up directly from the BLENDIFUL and apply it on my face and blend it out. Wow, that actually makes it really easy to blend out. I think the better technique though is to just apply the foundation all over your face, as I normally do with like a brush and even sometimes my beauty sponge, and then go in with the BLENDIFUL and blend it out. Okay, this blends it out really fast, and the technique that I'm using is kind of like small brush strokes to blend this onto my skin. Do we see that? What? Okay, I'm kind of very impressed by this because this is just applying it so quickly on my skin. It's like giving me so much coverage here. I will say with a beauty sponge, what happens a lot of times is that, especially when it is wet, it soaks up a lot of the product. What I'm noticing right away with the BLENDIFUL is that it's not absorbing my product. It's just kind of like distributing it and then blending it out so nicely on my skin. Okay guys, I have to tell you, I'm really impressed with the foundation coverage so far. And my skin and everything just looks so flawless. Love that. Okay, now let's go ahead and apply a concealer, and I'm gonna be using my Tarte Shapetape. And I'm just gonna go ahead and apply it directly under my eyes as I normally do. And if you follow me for a long time, you know that I almost always use a beauty sponge to blend out my concealer. So we'll see how the Blendiful works in comparison. I have to also tell you that I'm kind of shocked that no other brand has launched this product or a similar product. It is applying my concealer so beautifully. The only thing that I'm noticing is that it's kind of big. Like the Beauty Blender has such a nice little point here. You can really get close to the eyes and it doesn't, like it applies it so nicely. This just kind of feels a little bit big. I almost wish that this had like a better point, if that makes sense. But anyway, let's just go ahead and blend out the concealer. I use this concealer shade all the time, but for whatever reason right now, it just looks way too light for me. Like, do you guys see that? You can clearly see a difference on my forehead. Like, this is my actual skin tone. Concealer just looks so light. And I think the reason why is because this tool is really keeping all of the product on my face, whereas the beauty sponge really kind of like picks up a lot of the product to make it blend a little bit easier. I don't know if I'm making sense, you guys, but I'm just taking the same side as the foundation and kind of using that to blend the concealer better with my skin. Okay, that definitely looks a little bit better. Let me know what you guys think. But do we see just like how flawless the whole makeup application looks? This is really freaking cool. Okay, now I want to go in with a powder, and I'm going to use the Huda Banana Bread Baking Powder. And I'm going to use the same side as the concealer and just like pick up some of the product like this. And then I'm going to take it on the lid and apply it underneath my eyes like so. Now, I'm not really going to bake with this. I'll apply the most of the product underneath my eyes, kind of just let it sit there for like 10 seconds or so. Whatever product I have left over on my sponge, or in this case the Blendiful, I will apply it to set my makeup everywhere else. And yes, this works really well under my eyes as well. Let's move on to bronzer, and I'm gonna be listing out all of these products in the description box below, but I am using this Marc Jacobs bronzer. I'm gonna use this clean side right here and fold the Blendiful in half and get my product on there. To be very honest with you, I don't have very high hopes with this bronzer, like how it's gonna apply, but let's just see. It definitely works for sure. Like, you guys can clearly see this is applying my bronzer really nicely, but so far I will say it's just not my favorite way to apply my bronzer. I think a brush is just so much faster and easier. Let me show you. Like, do you see what I mean? It's just so easy to apply my bronzer and get it exactly where I need it. And boom, that's done. Okay, now let's switch it up a little bit and use this little baby mini one, which I told you, I'm obsessed with this thing. I think it's so stinking cute. And let's go ahead and use this with a blush. And I'm using my favorite blush that I am just obsessed with and I recommend to you guys. This is from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is their Cheek to Chic in Pillow Talk. Now, I have a feeling that I'm gonna prefer my blush with a brush as well, but let's see. I'm just gonna go ahead and take this with a little Blendiful. And listen, it works. Like, can you guys see that? It definitely 100% works. I think I prefer an actual blush brush because, again, I really should have done this on this side, but do we see like how easy the application is with a brush? And you can get it to be so precise. Whereas with this, it works, but I'm like going back in and picking up so much product. I have to go back in with my actual brush and apply my blush in the area that I really, really want it on. Now let's go ahead and finish off this look with a highlight. And again, I'm going to be listing all these products below, but I'm using one of my favorites from Lancome, and I'm going to use the other side. I'm also just going to go ahead and fold this in half and apply my highlight where I need it, which is like right on the high points of my face. For some reason, this is working out so nicely with this Blendiful. Like, do we see how intense that is? And on this side, you know what? Let me use a brush on this side. I'm gonna use a highlight brush. Okay, I think for the highlight, I prefer the Blendiful because it really packs it on there so nicely. But blush and bronzer, I definitely prefer my makeup brush. Guys, so I am standing next to my window right now because I wanted to show you guys my makeup in natural lighting, absolutely no studio lights, because sometimes studio lights, let's be honest, like blurs everything out, makes everything look perfect. But anyway, this is what my actual skin looks like in natural lighting, and I really, really love all of the application. The only thing that's like throwing me off is that my concealer and even my forehead, because I did apply my concealer on there, is looking a little bit ashy. And it's weird because that doesn't tend to normally happen whenever I use the Tarte Shape Tape in medium with a beauty sponge, because I feel like it's wet, it picks up any extra product, and it just looks a lot more natural. Whereas with the Blendiful, all the product is like straight up on my face, like it doesn't soak up any product. So that's why I feel like it's looking a little bit ashy underneath my eyes, which is not a bad thing. I'm not saying that as a bad thing, because you know, if it's not soaking up your products, that means that your makeup is just gonna last that much longer. Like, you're not wasting any product. But I just wanna call that out and show you guys my skin in natural light. Like, look how good the freaking highlight looks. Even the contour on this side, I'm not gonna lie, looks pretty good. So as you guys can see, I used this side today, and this side is completely clean. What I noticed earlier was that I can just flip around this little band right here, and I can use this side tomorrow, which is amazing. And then I'm gonna wash it. So with each Blendiful, same thing with the smaller one as well. With each Blendiful, you can get 2 days worth of makeup application and then let it dry overnight, and then you can continue to use it. For my beauty sponge, I wash it every single time after using it. And I love that with the Blendiful, I can get at least 2 days worth of use. And this little mini baby one, I'm just gonna keep in my bag and use it as I need it, because it just makes it so easy to touch up because of like the tiny size. So now you guys might be wondering, well, Arshia, after all that being said and talking for the past like hour, do you actually recommend the Blendiful? And the short answer is absolutely. I think that this is a very cool, practical tool that so many of you guys are gonna find useful. And it's gonna really cut down on your makeup application time while still giving you a beautiful, flawless application. And it's gonna make your makeup products last a long time because it's not gonna soak up any extra product, which I have to say is very cool. Get ready, you guys are gonna see me using these a lot in the near future. And huge congrats to Tati. This is a beautiful product that works so well, so it definitely deserves all of the hype. All right guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Before you head out, I would love it if you could take a quick second to subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram and all of my other social media linked below, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video.